Hey, David from Presence Videography. Thanks for joining us. We've had an amazing year of kayaking with more than 30 trips completed to see islands, up and down rivers, and to mountain lakes. We've created full-length videos for each of those trips, and we've put them together in a playlist for kayaking in the Pacific Northwest. We'll include a link in the description. In this video countdown, we're going to share with you our top 10 favorite kayaking destinations in Washington State. We rank these by spectacular scenery, things to explore like trails around islands, ruins of old forts, wildlife, sea life, bird life, camping opportunities, ease of access like parking, put in and pull out, and overall how fun the trip was. We kayak, but these are also great for paddleboarding and canoeing and other types of boating. We hope you enjoy this as much as we enjoyed the actual kayaking adventures and putting together this video and sharing it with you. With that, let's jump in.
Number 10 on our list is Seattle Lake Union, kayaking in from Portage Bay. Just north of downtown Seattle, there are spectacular views of the Seattle skyline and lots of beautiful parks. We launched at Montlake Community Center just to the east and paddled north and west under the University and I-5 bridges to Lake Union and Gasworks Park. We paddled through Portage Bay past many interesting houseboats and enjoyed watching the university rowing team. This is a super popular kayaking area with so much to see. Once you get into Lake Union, the highlight for us was definitely the spectacular view of the Seattle skyline. There are also several kayak rental places around for those just getting started or if you'd like to try out the latest gear. This is sheltered water, so good for all levels of kayakers. Our favorite things on this trip were seeing the Seattle skyline up close from Lake Union and all the beautiful parks, including Gasworks Park. We'll include links in the description to the full video of our Seattle Lake Union kayaking trip, along with the rest of the top 10. Number 9 on our favorites list is an exciting island sea kayaking adventure, which you could either do as a day trip or overnight camp. Just 2 hours north of Seattle, near Anacortes, Skagit Island is at the north end of Skagit Bay. Launching at Cornet Bay, just east of Deception Pass, we paddled along the beaches and pristine forests of Deception Pass State Park, out to Skagit Island, which has a beautiful beach, campsites, and trails. Highlights of this trip include Deception Pass, which has multiple islands, underwater parks, and world-class kayaking on both sides. We also love the beaches and forests along Deception Pass State Park, leading out to Hoykus Point. Skagit Island has a great sandy beach for landing, right on the northeast side. We loved exploring the island, and there are trails with views all around the shoreline. We did a half-day trip, but you could also go overnight, and there were a few campsites on the northeast side of the island near the beach. We'd recommend this trip for intermediate to advanced paddlers. The Deception Pass area is known for strong currents and winds, so plan your trip carefully and watch out for boat traffic. Number 8 on our list is another beautiful island sea kayaking adventure off Orcas Island in the middle of the San Juan Islands. Jones Island is a marine state park with a pristine forest and lots of bird and sea life. We did a half-day trip, paddling out of Kayaking Marina in Deer Harbor. You could also stay overnight in one of 24 campsites on the island. We loved seeing the sea life, including this huge lion's mane jellyfish, and lots of seals sunning themselves on the rocks just to the west of Jones Island. We love kayaking in the San Juan Islands. There are just so many interesting paddling routes and islands to explore. Jones Island was a particularly beautiful island and had some great picnic spots. We recommend this trip for intermediate to advanced kayakers, and check currents and winds to plan your trip. We'll include some helpful resources in the description. We also loved chilling out afterwards with an iced coffee at the Deer Harbor Marina. 7 on our list is a super interesting island sea kayaking adventure off Connor with a hike to ruins of a pre-World War I fort. An hour and a half north of Seattle, Connor is a quaint little town and a convenient launch point to Goat Island. Launching near high tide from the south side of Connor, we paddled about 2.5 miles or 4 kilometers down the Swinomish Channel, out into Skagit Bay and on to Goat Island. Highlights of this trip include lots of eagles along Swinomish Channel, beautiful beaches on the way out to Goat Island, the hike on Goat Island from our beach landing point out to the old ruins of Fort Whitman, and of course exploring the ruins of Fort Whitman, built way back in 1911, before World War I, You can see where the large guns were mounted to defend Skagit Bay. The fort is in remarkably good condition, considering its age, and you can climb up and get some nice perspectives from the top of the fort. There's also a path around the north end of the fort, leading out to the bluff, where you can get a good view towards the north end of Skagit Bay. We did a half-day trip, but you could also add Ica and Sugarloaf Islands to your trip if you wanted to do a full day. We recommend check tides, currents, and winds. This area of Skagit Bay is shallow, so you want to time your trip around high tide. This trip is recommended for intermediate to advanced paddlers. A perfect ending to this kayaking trip was a tasty lunch in O'Connor. 6 on our list is one of our favorite lake kayaking adventures, in Lake Washington around Kirkland. This adventure both starts and ends at beautiful nature areas with lots of wildlife, and passes by several great parks and picnic and swimming spots. We launched at Juanita Beach Park, paddled south past Kirkland, right down to Yarrow Bay wetlands, and circled back to Marsh Park for a picnic lunch. Highlights for us on this trip include both the Juanita Bay Park and Yarrow Bay wetlands natural areas. There are 8 beautiful parks along the way from Juanita Beach Park to the Yarrow Bay wetlands. Marsh Park was one of our favorites. Perfect for a swim and a picnic afterwards. We did a full day round trip for this kayak adventure. This trip is recommended for all levels of kayakers, from beginner to advanced. There are multiple kayak rental places along this route if you'd like to try kayaking for the first time. And this is a very flexible route where you can adjust your distance or stay in the shelter of one of the bays if you like. 5 on our list is Kachess Lake, one of our favorite wilderness lake kayaking adventures. An hour and a half from Seattle, just east of Snoqualmie Pass, Kachess Lake is deep inside the Cascade Mountain Range. We paddled north from the boat launch inside the campground, stopping along the way at a beautiful island, campsite near the Kachess River inflow, and a waterfall. We loved paddling along the beautiful steep sides of the lake, with pristine forests all around. Exploring and swimming off the island, the peace and tranquility at the rest stop by the Kachess River inflow, the stunning waterfall, and the spectacular cliffs on the east side of the lake across from the main campground. We recommend this adventure for intermediate to advanced paddlers. We did a day trip, starting in the morning and returning mid-afternoon. You could also do an overnight camp in several primitive campsites along the way. 4 on our list is Hope Island, one of our favorite island sea kayaking adventures. Convenient launch points are about 30 minutes drive from Olympia. We launched from the Arcadia Point boat ramp, which had lots of parking, and was located just 1 kilometer northwest of Hope Island. We loved seeing all the sea life, including this giant fried egg jellyfish, lots of bird life, including this great blue heron, a family of raccoons foraging in the shallows, and deer on the island foraging around the orchard on the old historical homestead. Our rest stop was a nice little sandy cove on the southeast side of the island, with nice picnic spots. There are trails going right around the island, and it was fun to explore. We did a day trip, but you could also do an overnight trip. There were several beautiful campsites on the island. This is a very popular kayaking route, with so much to see and explore. We'd recommend this trip for intermediate to advanced kayakers. 3 on our list is Deception Island and Bowman Bay, another one of our favorite island sea kayaking adventures. Located 2 hours north of Seattle and just south of Anacortes, Deception Island is accessible for a day kayaking trip from Bowman Bay. Our trip started at the Bowman Bay boat launch, paddled around the south end of the bay past Reservation Head and out to Deception Island, returning via the Urchin Rocks. We loved exploring Bowman Bay with the beautiful cliffs and forests of Bowman Bay State Park all around, and the Deception Pass Underwater Park with lots of sea and bird life. This is eagle heaven with lots of perches and fresh fish coming through Deception Pass. We saw lots of jellyfish, including this huge lion's mane jellyfish in the kelp beds around Deception Island. We found this cool little bay on the northeast side of the island where we pulled up for a rest stop and to explore the island. We hiked around the island on shoreline trails, with beautiful views from all sides. We highly recommend this trip for intermediate to advanced paddlers. Beginners would be fine inside Bowman Bay. Currents can get strong in Deception Pass though, so plan your trip carefully. We'll include some helpful links to check winds, currents, and tides. 2 on our list is Chuckanut Island and nearby Chuckanut Rock. Located an hour and a half north of Seattle and just south of Bellingham, Chuckanut Island is accessible from Larrabee State Park for a spectacular day kayaking trip. Paddling from Wildcat Cove and through Pleasant Bay and Chuckanut Bay. This is a really beautiful island sea kayaking adventure. Our favorite highlights on this trip include the interesting wind erosion formations visible all along the coast, the incredible beauty of Chuckanut Island. This is the kind of thing sea kayakers live for. And we love the little beach on the northern side, which is perfect to land on for a rest stop. It was cool to see all the seals on Chuckanut Rocks just to the north of Chuckanut Island. We enjoyed exploring the trails all around the island and taking in the amazing views from all sides and watching the seals around the island. This trip is highly recommended for intermediate to advanced paddlers. The number 1 top favorite on our list of kayaking spots in Washington State is Blake Island. Between Bremerton and Seattle, near the Kitsap Peninsula, it's accessible for a day trip from Harbor Park or overnight from the Southworth Ferry Terminal. We camped at Tillicum Village and explored all around the island, both by kayak and hiking trails. There's lots of bird life, sea life, and wildlife on Blake Island to see on this trip. Paddling at low tide was especially cool, with so much more sea life visible and birds and wildlife foraging in the shallows. Tillicum Village has a lot to offer with a marina, a northwest coastal native longhouse, and even a restaurant. If you're into kayaking but just getting started with kayak camping, this is a great adventure for you, with lots of waterfront campsites, drinking water available, restrooms with showers. We loved exploring the island with trails all around the shoreline. The northwest side of the island has beautiful beaches and was great for a swim. And there's even a restaurant in Tillicum Village if you don't feel like cooking. You can get a great view of Seattle from Blake Island. And Mount Rainier to the southeast looming over Puget Sound. We enjoyed the beautiful sunset over Blake Island. This trip is great for all levels of kayakers, even for beginners trying kayaking for the first time. There are kayak rentals on the island, right in Tillicum Village by the marina. And if you don't want to kayak out to Blake Island, you can also get to the island by fast ferry from Seattle.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, we'd love your support if you want to give us a thumbs up. We have many more epic kayaking trips planned for this upcoming season. So if you want to be notified of those as we release the videos, be sure to subscribe. What other kayaking adventures have you done in Washington State? We'd love you to share that in the comments. We welcome any questions you may have or any updates you may have on these kayaking locations. Feel free to share that in the comments. Kayaking is fun in a group. If you have any family or friends that would be interested in these videos, any of these trips, our playlist, we'd love you to share it with them. Thanks and happy kayaking. Bye for now.